everywhere we go, people wanna know who we are. So we tell them, beyond the barracks, mighty battle sisters, hey!
Thank you for joining us for our Battle Sisters podcast, which is brought to you by Beyond the Barracks. My name is Linda, U.S. Marines.
Hi everyone, my name's Ashley, Navy.
And I'm Nichol, U.S. Navy veteran here.
Well, today our episode is going to be focused on sobriety.
Yes.
Okay, so sobriety is a difficult topic for some people to talk about. It usually relates to having some sort of addiction, and for those of us who have battled with addiction, we know the importance of living a sober life. So addiction can be caused by, I think, like a lot of factors. You could suffer from multiple traumas, abuse, live in poverty, just hang around people who use or drink and just get caught up in the mix, I think, right?
Exactly.
And also, I think it's important to note that some people have a successful one-time sobriety, right? And other people struggle their whole life trying to be sober.
Right.
And I don't think it's like a competition to...
Everybody is designed differently.
And everybody has their own journey in recovery of sobriety, especially with drugs and alcohol. I've learned that for sure. You know, I try not to use a relapse as part of my journey because to me, like, I'm the kind of addict, alcoholic, so I can relapse and it'll be okay. No, for me it won't, you know, but like you said, some people might need that to get back up on the horse, you know, and just keep going.
They use alcohol or drugs to cope.
Or even like you were saying, Linda, the other situations with addictions.
Yes, it's not always just alcohol or drugs. It's it could be a behavior.
Right.
That is really... it's an addiction, and it's going to affect how your life is from day to day.
Right.
How we react, our choices, it all, makes a big difference.
Impacts your family, it impacts you financially, mental health-wise, the gambling, there's eating addiction. We all know that there's a lot of...
Relationships.
And you get stuck in a cycle of that.
And sometimes you're not even aware that, there is, an addiction.
Yeah. So you get down in the bottom of the nitty-gritty, dirty little rock bottom, as we say. And then somebody starts pointing things out to you. I know that's what happened to me. I started drinking when I remember 8 years old. I picked up a tall can because my mom was an alcoholic and she always had beer around it, and then from 8 to I got sober when I was about 40, it's been 5 years, so in my late 40s, and I wasn't ready to stop that train wreck, until I hit the wall, and so many doors got closed on me. But yeah, it's October. It's the second part of October. We would love to come to you on Sobriety Month because it's Red Ribbon Week at most of the schools for Say No to Drugs. I know that's what it is in my son's school. I'm sure it's your son's school too. I know it's starting next week, but so we would like to bring the second half of October's podcast to you, referencing that subject.
Yes. Okay, Battle Sisters, huh? Thank you for attending today's podcast. And so I would like to ask my fellow Battle Sisters, what does sobriety mean to you? Nichol or Linda?
Like we were saying, or like you brought up, sobriety is not only just drug and alcohol, it's behaviors. And I personally have been impacted with unhealthy behaviors and choices, and in my journey of learning about me and attending groups. And I just think that it's very important. It created a lot of stability in my home. And with that stability and my family, my children, I really see that it's made a big difference. I really feel like they trust me more now.
Right.
and I've been able to have, with each, I have 3 sons. And with each one, I feel that we have a special relationship that we're
awesome.
continuously working on.
I love that. Yes, that's so special. The kids part.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
The
Yes.
kids are like the center of your life.
Yes. And they each have their own unique personalities. So us as moms and parents it's hard to be in addiction and not be able to recognize that.
Right.
I know for me, I with my son and my daughter, they're both significantly, the age groups are very, very big in gaps, like 10 years apart. But I didn't, like, in my addiction, it was just every day of drinking and drugging. And so I wasn't paying attention to their unique personalities. And I lost both of them, like, mental health wise, and for a while there, it got to the point where even my little boy, he was so little and he was not even wanting to be around me, and for a little person to do that, it's crazy. My daughter was just like done, she was already old enough. So that brings up a good point when
it broke my heart when I really realized, my kids don't trust me.
Right.
But I'll tell you now, we have an open relationship. I allow them to call me on it.
Amen.
Call me on it. Let's talk about it.
Amen.
Because we're always just continuously learning about ourselves.
And that's really the best part about it.
Yes.
They're constantly changing, too. You're learning and developing as you live life and experience.
And boy, do they call me on it.
Right. Oh, yes.
But, I think the best part about that is I am learning how much they understand.
Right.
And what they recognize. And so I think my biggest legacy that I'm going to leave with my kids is just that we're resilient.
I love that. A legacy.
And resilience, too. God, it's like such a gift.
And
you don't know where to get this resilience that you're talking about.
And that goes into the Battle Sisters mission statement.
Yes.
And vision statement, and because we have to all have camaraderie with our family members as well, with our children, and
yes,
and the resilience part is big as a parent, I feel.
And one thing I remember my mom would always say is life is about peaks and valleys. So whenever I feel there's a valley coming,
exactly,
I know eventually that peak is going to follow.
Yes, this too shall pass.
Yes,
is what they say in AA and NA. This too shall pass, and it's so true. It's so true. So that's good. Yeah.
Everything takes time too. You just have to have that patience with yourself.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's agonizing.
And learn to forgive yourself.
Sobriety addiction, because you're just like, well, what the heck? This isn't what I know.
Yeah.
Well, as time goes on, you learn, of course, but it's just so much easier to.
I think that's the hardest part, because it's as time goes on, you learn. When I first started my journey, I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know where I'm at? How do I gauge this? How do I know that I'm getting better? How do I know, And one of the things that my therapist told me at the time was, well, you're going to recognize it faster and faster.
Yep.
It might have taken you 2 months before, then all of a sudden it's taken you a week or, 2 weeks. And next thing you know, you're going to get to the point where as it's happening, you're going to recognize it.
That is so true. It's true. I'm saying that's true because that's a personal endeavor I'm going through, and I know because for me, things that used to baffle me and just take me down the rabbit hole and keep me there for months and months, I can get up quicker, and I got some tools from therapy. I got tools from AA and wherever, Celebrate Recovery. There's a bunch of tools out there that it is offered to anybody that wants to be in sobriety. So it's so important to, for me, it's important to practice those tools for me on a weekly basis, everyday basis, even if it's mentally, because then next time the valley, when I get into that valley, instead of staying there for a month or two, I can pick myself back up. Quicker.
Right.
So that's a good point. Yeah.
And it's very empowering, when you're like, wait a minute, I recognize this.
Remember that? Yeah, remember. Then you look back. Do you ever look back?
Red flags.
And think, God, remember? remember when I seen that red flag and I used to act like this? Or,
Like you had it handled. You had a plan that you could figure it out. And I'm just like, I had no idea, you know? I'm like, if you go this way, what's going to happen? But I didn't take the time to, of course, think now that it's been 3 years since I've been completely sober. Thank you. Well, almost on December 10th, it'll be 3 whole years, and it feels like a long time.
Nice.
I wish it could be longer, but it's just a journey, my journey.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but, and then I'm like, I don't know, I completely lost it.
And that's what happens in a journey.
Okay.
Exactly. Sometimes you have to get lost to find yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's when you use those tools that you learn, and then you watch and you see how it picks yourself back up.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where the empowerment comes.
Yes.
And so, did you say how sobriety has influenced your life?
No. Do you want to know my little? Okay, so
Let's hear it, Nicole.
what sobriety means to me personally is it's a whole slew of things, but we don't have time for all that, But I'll just keep it plain and simple. So I got clean on June 20th, 2018. And so it'll be 5 years and 4 months for me. And I'm so very grateful to my higher power, which is the Lord Jesus Christ, because without him, none of it would have been possible. I believe that he has put all of the tools and people like Linda into my life from way back in 2018, because Linda actually is a big part of my sobriety story.
Thank you.
You remember whenever I went to Homefront, and I thought I was going to get away with not going to rehab.
Everybody did.
I thought I was just going to slide in there. And until, I was like, okay, I could do this. And then, until the withdrawals started happening.
Yes.
And she recognized, and she was like, look, you're not going to get anywhere until you start doing some work on yourself. And I had to bite that and swallow it hard. And I did the 6-month inpatient stay at West Care here in Fresno, California, and it was just the best thing I could have ever did. And then after that, I went right back to Homefront, and it was awesome. Yes. It was on and cracking. I started doing my programming. I was, I still struggled. I did another 6 months of outpatient at West Care, so it was a good year of rehabilitation for me.
Saves a lot of lives.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then along with like a lot of classes, a lot of AA, a lot of NA, a lot of family support, and advocate support, which was Christina Lopez and Linda at Homefront, and Derek Brown as well. You three were like the first part in the first year after I got out of rehab that really helped me through a lot of things. So I'm so grateful for that. But what it means to me, though, today, bottom line, is that I got my sanity back. I got Nicole Romero Canigliaro back, because I had lost her for like over 30-something years. And I had no idea I had lost her, And my family relationships came back. All the closed doors that were closed in me opened up again. I was, and the most important part for me is that I got closer back to God, because I had closed the door on him for so long. He was there
the entire time.
You got it, sister. Mm-hmm. And so to me, because today I can smile even when it is a bad day. I can still smile and say, Nicole, all I have to do is rewind that tape and think back to where I used to be.
Yes, that's what I tell myself too on my lowest days. I sit in my living room and say, this is my living room.
Right.
And I'm blessed.
Exactly.
And God is with me. I am not alone.
That's right.
Yes, and it makes the world a difference.
Mm-hmm. I look at, unfortunately, all those, the people that are homeless, and I live in an area of Fresno that's really affluent with a bunch of homeless, drug addicted people. So, me and my son, my 10-year-old son, every day when I take him to school, we have to drive right by them, and they're using, and they're, doing their thing. And
on the street, huh?
Yeah, on the street or in the alley.
They don't have
and
anywhere else to go.
I tell myself I could easily be there one day if I ever were to relapse and go back to that lifestyle, because eventually it will happen. I don't know that if anybody understands that. I mean, that's the scary part is, I could be there, and I tell my son that too. I said, let's just be grateful for, I don't care if we live in the ghetto or not.
Right.
We can have a small little
Yes.
one-bedroom apartment, or we can have a mansion.
Right.
I'm
We're
great.
together.
That's right. And we love each other.
Yes.
We have beautiful
Yes.
friends, beautiful battle sisters, awesome camera battle brother, in the background, Joseph, and so I just love that. That's what sobriety means to me, is I could be the awesome person that God made me to be.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it is beautiful.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for sharing. Yay!
And you, Ash?
Okay, me. With sobriety, it's like, okay, I get lost in my head because there's so many factors in my life that I'm just like, hell. I've been through hell, but I see myself as so blessed because I'm able to be happy. I'm able to be around you.
Yes.
I'm able to be alive. I can look at different faces, the diversity of Fresno, like in general. I love being here. I've made it. Thank God I am sober, because I didn't know I had a problem. I didn't know I had a problem with mental health, first of all. I thought, that I was a wife of 10 years. I had 2 children. And then when things get stressful, I just picked up the bottle.
Yeah.
And I would just drink. And I thought it was fun. And, because I'm a veteran, that it was
I deserve that.
culture.
I deserve it, yes.
Like cases of
Especially
beer.
being a sailor. Them drunken sailors on the port call. The Marines, them Marines, boy. Yeah, you're right. And I think I'm glad you brought that up as far as being a veteran.
Yes.
Because that went hand in hand.
Back in the day.
Back in active duty.
I went into debt drinking. I'm pretty
Right,
sure.
it's like shooting. You don't know how to hang with the boys. Have a couple talk hands. You need to get your bearing on that. So I'm not trying to say that the military is, but it does have a bad rep about having a lot of alcoholics or drug addicts coming out of the military that turn to whatever coping mechanisms. So unfortunately, a lot of times it is the bottle, or it's a drug, or it's just easier to numb yourself that way.
Right.
So until we start getting into like you said, the mental health aspect of it.
That's why I'm like mental health awareness 100%, because just coping skills and learning how to deal with what's really going on. And it was obviously really deep for me, because I feel like if I didn't get sober, I totally would have died.
Right.
And I don't know what I was getting myself into. And I went to Homefront. I did go through a tough time, and I was just saved. Like I'm telling you, I'm blessed because I made it through homelessness, and okay, life's not perfect, so move on. But you can't be using, drinking. You got to think about what's important to you all the time. So all the time I'm counting my blessings in life, because I'm not just disgusting. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to go through those struggles and to just basically build your life back up. But like I said, I wouldn't be able to do it if I wasn't sober. And sobriety is that important to me, that if I want to make it anywhere in life, if I want to have my little brain, working.
Yes,
then I just have to stay sober. And sometimes it's unfortunate because a lot of people do still drink, but they can drink.
Yeah,
For me, I can't. I don't know how to just stop. I wouldn't be able to follow through the next day.
Yes.
I probably wouldn't be able to be trusted. I would be mean to people, right? I don't know. Like with Linda, she did push my ass to get sober. And I'm like, how do you know? I'm thinking, well, what do they know? I can just be, but no. People look
at Linda.
No,
the first 2 months in rehab, I'm all. What does she know? Until the light bulb went off, and I was like, Linda, after 6 months, Linda, Christina, please tell me you have a bed for me. Remember that? I think I even left my stuff there just to make sure I got something.
I'm like, Christina, what is this stuff over here in the garage?
Because you guys never allow that. So I was like, my stuff's still there, right? Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, Ashley.
Yeah. So that's sobriety. I don't know. Sobriety is what it is, but it's powerful.
That's
and I think people care about people who care about themselves.
That's
really.
right.
It's a large community. Like when you remember when I texted you, I needed an AA link because work sometimes gets hard, and I'm just like, well, what the heck am I going to do? I'm tired. I don't have a social life. I don't want to go out. Let me just log into AA.
Especially because you work at night and you can't get to a meeting during the daytime.
Yeah.
So an online Zoom AA or NA meeting does work.
And you see hundreds of people.
From everywhere.
They just start talking about, their blessings or their struggles. And then you're like, okay, so how is it for you?
Right. I'm not alone in this. We're not alone in this. So.
Not at all.
I think that's the most powerful thing of recovery is whether you're a drug addict, alcoholic, gambler, eater, shopper,
emotional,
relationshipper, like once you start getting
whatever
into
our vice is,
it's like you still relate. You still can relate to whoever else is trying to get help for it when they share.
Right, right, exactly. And in my experience, because I was at Homefront too, way back before you guys, but when I was at one of the biggest things that I took from there is the need to have a support system.
Yeah,
it makes the difference. It makes a world of difference. Get to know who is in your support system. That way, whatever's missing, you have that power to create it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you're low and you don't know what you're doing.
Yes.
And of course you pray to God. Well, I pray to God. But then I still would love to pick up the phone or knock on somebody's door at home. That was the awesome part about it. Let's go have a smoke break.
We had our sisters
Let's
right
have
there.
A coffee.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
And let's talk about it.
That smoke table is everything.
Yeah, baby. Got chores. Clean the ashtray. Sweep the ladies. It's like, is there a dust storm or is this just how many cigarettes did the women go through at Homefront? Just get through it day by day. It's like, Lord help me.
I tell you, if I was a cigarette salesperson,
Lord, I bet.
And then they went up to $10 a pack. Everybody's like,
I know. But yeah,
I think we hit some good points on what sobriety means to us,
right?
And I would just like to point out that there are a lot of tools and resources out there.
Yes.
The VA, of course, has their outpatient building 25, 26?
20.
Yeah, because 27 is, 26.
Yes, 26.
They have their, what is it, like a year, 12-month?
Their IOP, their intensive outpatient treatment. Yes. And then they also have, groups, that you can participate, to build your support group.
Yep.
Even if you don't think that you qualify, reach out to somebody.
Yes.
And they always have, like a counselor that could do an intake on you and an assessment.
Right. And they want individuals who want it.
And it's not it's not like a punishment.
Right.
I think a lot of people that go into those kind of programs, like me, like I said in the beginning, I went in kicking and screaming. Because I was still in denial, I think, or I just wasn't. I was scared. There were so many different emotions. Yeah. You're right, scared. Just mad at the world, mad at myself. How could I have gotten here?
Right. Guilt. There's so many emotions attached.
Yes, a shame. Yes. And especially when you're a veteran and you remember where you used to be.
Right. Like what? This ain't kicking my butt.
Or hey, I was the shit. I was top dog sailor, getting things done, uniform, looking spiffy. My appearance was, thinner and a lot, I just, but once I got in there, I'm chunky, yes. I am chunky, but you know what? It's okay, because I remember how skinny I used to be. That meth had me weighing like 100 and something. And
were you look like you're made of wax.
Yes, I was a bubblehead, like a big head on a little body, you know, and a little skinny body.
I bet your booty still shake naked.
Oh no! I didn't even have that, girl. I really didn't.
Well, it's bad for
You know, so now, like, you know, I've been sober like the 5 years, and I've gained some weight, but it's all in good health wise. I'm still good to go, you know, and I have a great brain now and a great mentality and
more clear, focused.
Yeah.
You know, we could actually make plans.
Yes, and follow through with them.
Create goals, our future. You know,
conduct a podcast.
Yes.
You guys did it.
Who would have guessed?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm blessed. This is another blessing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I hope that really sobriety is important, and I hope we right, you can reach out on a Facebook page.
Yep.
I don't have
Battle
Facebook,
Sisters.
sorry, so I'm not really interacting, but I want to hear that people do reach out to these ladies and to be on the barracks for help and just to have a chat if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we're here.
Resources.
We have so much lived experience.
Yep.
You know, on many different avenues.
Right.
Yeah, so that's one of the special qualities of this group.
Exactly.
Yes. And so and we all know that famous serenity prayer, right? And that's God grant me
serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen.
Right.
Amen. And if you really think about those words,
yes.
Because in the beginning, like the first couple of years when I would be saying that in AA, I never even thought about that word. And then one day it hit me like, oh my God, it's so powerful.
It is.
That is just so powerful. You know?
Focus on what you can change.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of times that's within ourselves.
Oh, definitely.
You know, that's where we have the power.
Right.
Is within ourselves. Yeah, so we would like to thank CMAC.
Yes.
And the Dream Again Project for helping us with this podcast. Thank you for being here with us, and please stand by for an important message.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to add to today's podcast a special message. The impact addiction has on someone leaves them with a flood of emotions. Undoubtedly, there are days where you feel unspeakably sad. You are not alone. Take it day by day, focus on yourself, connect with others, and share compassion. Connecting with others who know your struggles and who have struggled with similar circumstances can be healing. Pray, meditate, or do what you do to find peace in your journey. Do not push yourself. Although you are incredibly resilient, know your limits. A few quotes that relate to sobriety that I enjoy are, rock bottom is the foundation for rebuilding your life. Hardships prepare ordinary people for extraordinary things. Your best days are ahead of you. It doesn't matter how slow you go, only that you do not stop. And when you're faced in the right direction, all you have to do is keep moving forward. True. Thank you.
Pain in my back.
In my back.
Pain in my soul.
In my soul.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Battle sisters.
Battle sisters.
Here for you.
Here for you.
True and through.
True and through.
Left, right.